So today I want to answer a question that we get asked a lot of the time. When should and shouldn't I use a battery motor? So battery motors in roller blinds, Roman blinds, curtain tracks are becoming more and more popular. Understandably so. They're getting better and better. So why would you use a battery motor? Well, firstly, the obvious. There's no wiring, so the install is easy. Gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of where you put your blind, because you don't need power at your window head. So a second reason may be that they're very easy to connect to a simple smart home system, often a DIY system like Amazon Alexa or Google Home. Thirdly, in the overall, battery motors tend to be a bit cheaper than mains powered motors, especially if you factor in the cost of wiring or the cost of an electrician. So when wouldn't you use a battery motor if they're that good? Well, there are quite a few reasons not to use a battery motor. For example, if your blinds are exceptionally large, battery motors normally, generally speaking, have a lower torque than a mains powered motor. This means, in simple terms, they can't lift as much as a mains powered motor. Now, there are some that are very powerful. There are some very powerful battery motors out there, but they're normally ones that are designed for the roller shutter door industry. This means they'll often be quite noisy and quite expensive, especially for a domestic environment. So, another reason not to use a battery motor would be if you need a wide range of control options, or you want to connect to a building management system or to a wired smart home system. For example, if you're installing a Control 4 or a Lutron system or a Crestron system, then likely as not you'll want to be able to hardwire the control between the building management system and the blinds. This gives you extra reliability, often gives you extra functionality in terms of your control, and provides a better and more reliable solution. So another reason not to use a battery motor would be the maintenance aspect. Even with some of the best battery motors, you're still looking at charging them up once a year. So that means you have to be able to access the motor, and ideally you'll want a socket relatively close to your motor so that you don't have trailing cables. Whereas with a mains powered motor, your power is there constantly and you don't ever have to worry about charging anything. So those are my top reasons for and against battery motors. Now, every project is different, everybody's requirements are different, and everybody's budget is different. So at the end of the day, have the conversation with your supplier and make sure that they understand all the options available to you, because your options on battery motors or mains powered motors are not limited to one brand. So make sure that you're being given the full range of options and that you understand the pros and cons of each of those. And if you ever want to speak to us, we can certainly help you with that. We work with all of the mainstream, reputable motor manufacturers in the UK and Europe. So that's it for today, and we'll see you next week.